What's up, guys? I'm Big Worm 380, and we're back in Atlas. This is going to be an update video for update version 18.84, and this is a big one. I haven't done any update videos on Atlas, but this one is a really good one, and I think a lot of people will be interested in hearing what we're getting out of this. So let's get right into it. As far as the weight goes, gold coins have had their weight reduced by 50%. So basically, you can carry twice as much gold as you could before, which is nice. The weight of all items has been reduced by 30% globally. This does not apply to structures that are placed on boats, only items and inventories. So everything has been reduced in weight. So that makes everything, you can carry a lot more of everything, basically. Weight cells now provide 20% more weight. Diving suit now provides a buff, which gives players a 50% extra base weight when diving underwater. This makes this nice because, the diving suit, you're going to be going down to get resources and to come all the way back up. It gives you a lot more room to gather stuff before you got to come back up. The water barrel now has a base weight of 75. I believe it was 60 before. And it can hold 6,000 water instead of 500 like it was before. So for every 1,000 water, it will add 20 weight. This means the lightest it will be is 75 and the max is 195. This is pretty nice because 500 water, especially, I'm in a small, very small company. I only have one other guy with me. So we have a couple of water barrels set up outside our base, and with 500 water, it can kind of go quick. But what makes this nice is you can put a water barrel on a boat and you can have a lot more water in it for your whole company to use while you're traveling, and it doesn't take up as much space. Players now start the game with 30% more personal weight and will gain an additional 40% per level. So base weight has increased from 250 to 325, and a bonus per level is from 10 to 14. So just overall weight addition to what your player can carry. Tame creatures now gain an additional 6% per level into weight rather than 4. So that's not a ton, but it's more. So it's good. So as far as weight's concerned, they've reduced the weight of everything pretty much in every aspect of the game. And then they've made it where you can carry more in pretty much every aspect. So that's always good because this game can get kind of grindy at times, especially on official. And the more you can carry, the more you can get done quicker. So I like it. Moving on to creatures and tames, elephants and rhinos now provide a 25% weight reduction to their specialized resources. The giraffe now receives an approximate 2 times bonus when harvesting thatch and has a 25% weight reduction when carrying thatch. Elephant-based stamina is increased to 390, rhino-based stamina increased to 190, giraffe-based stamina increased to 440. That makes it nice because, the rhinos, I noticed the rhinos especially, well, rhinos and all the animals, the stamina is wasn't very high to begin with, and when you're trying to move around, obviously you don't want to be walking slow. You want to sprint, and especially on the rhino, when you start sprinting with that thing, the stamina just goes. So any increase in stamina is good. Baby creatures will no longer take into account the temperature alterations from cold front or heat wave. This is really good. I actually haven't bred anything yet on Atlas, but I have seen several different comments and forums and complaints about people's babies dying because of the weather change, and it's something you can't plan for. And I mean, I guess you can, a heat wave, you can't really do nothing about, I don't think. But cold front, I guess you could put, campfires around it or something, but it just makes it a lot less of a pain in the butt to breed stuff. So tame creature resistance has been increased by 30%. And damage increased by 20%. So obviously this is good. Your tames can take more damage and they can inflict more damage. Bear health has been reduced by 10%. I guess I don't know about that one. I haven't tamed a bear yet, actually. But apparently maybe their health was a little too high, I guess. But it's only 10%, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. NPC crew can now be renamed. NPC crew can no longer be placed on bear and horse carts. I don't know if maybe this was somehow being exploited. I don't really know why or how it could have been. But, I don't know. Company tame limits have been doubled. The interval between paying crew gold has been increased by 40%. There is now more time before you have to pay them again. So this is good. you know, you gotta pay your crew and feed them and all that good stuff. So any decrease in, you know, how much you have to pay out is always good. Ship of the Dam will no longer physically damage a team's structures and anchored boats unless they have been specifically damaged by that target. PvE servers only. So this is nice because what was happening was people were aggroing ships of the damned and kiting them into people's harbors where they have their boats set up and getting other people's boats destroyed. So that should help with that. So onto structures and items. Puckle damage has been increased to 100 base and it's 50% more armor piercing. Carbine's reload time has been reduced by 10%. Pistol reload time has been reduced by 33%. Blunderbuss reload time has been reduced by 20%. This is good. The reload time's being reduced. I am not a big fan of the little reload mini game mechanic that they have going on in this game. I mean, it's not too bad. You get used to it. But man, the carbines, geez, they take forever. So I honestly wish that was a little faster. But you know, I think more often than not, people are going to be running around with probably pistols. So that's not too bad. And you couple that with the faster pistol reloading skill that you can get, that should be pretty good. The blunderbuss damage to creatures has been increased by 50% to wild and 20% to tamed. So, you know, more damage for the blunderbuss. That's good. Stone structure sap crafting requirement has been changed to fiber. This is huge, okay? The way this game plays, obviously, is not every island has every resource. So unless you're on an island that has some source of sap on it, you know, which honey, saps, the plants, the trees that you can get the syrup from, something like that, you actually, just to build stone structures, you would have to take your boat and go on a trip just to get sap. And, you know, I get for some of the more rare resources like gems or whatever to have to take a trip, but to build stone structures, I don't think that should have been necessary to begin with. So this is good. I really like this one. Wooden structures resistance to explosive and siege damage types increased by 30%. Stone structure resistance to explosive and siege damage types increased by 45%. So this is good. They I think a few updates ago they kind of nerfed they upped the explosive damage, I think, on certain things, and then nerfed the resistance on the different structures. So this is going to be good. This is going to give people, apparently on official, there's a lot of problem with offline raiding being done, and so maybe this might kind of help with that. It'll at least make it a little harder for people to do it. Explosive barrel damage change reverted until the redesign. Reverting damage increase and crafting costs decreased to grenades. Oil jar weight has increased to 10, and fires lit on top of oil have had their duration reduced by 50%. So they've increased the jar weight a little bit, and the time that the fires burn is half of what it used to be. Oil jar has been made more difficult to craft. Fully anchored boats now have a buff which provides a bonus 300% structure resistance. So if you have an anchored boat, you know, if you're at your base and your boats are tied up, you're offline, or I guess if you're at any, you know, island around and somebody comes by and sees your boat, you're on the island doing something, you got a little more extra protection, a little more time to get back to your boat if they try to attack you. So on to quality of life. Old age no longer has a debuff. The Fountain of Youth is now available on all Golden Age Ruin servers. We'll be looking at redesigning how this works in the near future. Players can now purchase a respec soup at the commodity trader in Freeport. That right there is huge. I couldn't believe that they didn't have something that you could cook like they did in Ark Survival Evolved. They had the Mind Wipe tonic. You would think they would have put something in, you know, higher down the cooking tree, maybe make it kind of difficult to craft some, you know, different things that, you know, or put a bunch of different things that you'll have to go get. But they need to have something. I'm okay with this. But once you level out completely, because you can only respec your character once per level. So once you top out, before this update, the only option you had was go to a Golden Age Ruin server and find the Fountain of Youth. Now we're playing on a private custom, server. So right now, because of the problem of the Golden Age ruined servers and stuff like that, and having to find the Fountain of Youth, which I don't think is available right now on our server, it's just not working. We've actually got our ages frozen at 20 years old, so we're not aging on our server. But this will allow us, this right here, that you can purchase a respec suit, this will allow us to go ahead and turn aging back on. I mean, it's part of the game. I don't have a problem with the aging, but before this update, before this right here, they didn't really have a good way to, for just regular people that, a very small company or something like that, it's pretty hard to get through the Golden Age ruined servers, the islands, and get to that Fountain of Youth. So this is huge. This is a really big deal. Now, I'm curious to see how much they cost, but, gold's not too hard to come by. Players now have approximately 20% more skill points per level. This is another big one. On the server I'm playing on with Fizz, JadePlaysGames, Fresonis, and all those guys, we've got the XP to where it's not too bad leveling up, getting to the point at level 50 where it's taking a little more time, But this is a big deal because it's going to give you, the 20% more skill points per level over 50 levels. It's a lot of points. So you're going to be able to unlock a lot more stuff. And being that I'm in a company with just one other person right now, that's a big deal, especially if somebody's playing solo. So get 20% more skill points per level. And so you get to unlock a lot more stuff earlier on. And finally, bug fixes. Fixed a bug where quality-specific equipment would display a multiplicative % stat increase and a flat stat increase, but only one would work. Going forward, the flat stat increase will be made obsolete, and items will no longer be generated with it. Quality-statted items will now only generate with the multiplicative stat bonus, and this change will be retroactive. Okay, so basically it sounds like they're getting rid of something that wasn't working anyway and just kind of, consolidating that. And so it should be more clear of exactly what you're getting out of the quality specific equipment stuff. Fixed a bug where items would falsely state that they were providing a speed benefit and did not do anything. They should not generate any more going forward. Mortars will no longer be able to shoot at players outside of render distance. So, okay, I didn't know that was a thing, but yeah, that would be kind of annoying, I guess. I don't know if you're out of render distance. I'm not really sure how you would be targeted very good anyway, but maybe the mortar would light up to where you're at it, but I don't know. But anyway, guys, so that is everything in this 18.84 update, and I gotta say, this is probably the best update so far as what they're giving us, and I like it a lot. Again, we've got a lot of stuff, and they didn't nerf hardly anything. Very, very few things were nerfed, but we got a lot of stuff buffed, which is always good. Because again, this game can kind of be a grind sometimes, and it's always nice to get a little something where it helps you out to advance your player, your character, your company in the game. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I will see you guys on the next one. Later.